Athenian Rhapsody is a goofy RPG where you travel across Athens in order to obtain your rhapsody, the proof of your journey and achievements. You'll meet many characters along your journey, and while most of them are very one-dimensional, they are still charming and entertaining. Except for Gilroy. Gilroy, I can't say his name for some reason. This guy, we don't talk about him. The story itself is mostly non-existent and doesn't take itself very seriously. As for the gameplay, it's Undertale. You move around in a box to dodge attacks. You can either spare or fight enemies. There are 3 different routes you can go down depending on how many enemies you do or do not kill. There are projectiles in the overworld that can hurt you outside of battle. And while it's not gameplay, many characters embody similar roles to certain Undertale characters. Now, I'm not saying this is a bad thing, it's essentially more Undertale for me, but it's very obvious what this game is inspired by. It even parodies certain parts of Toby Fox's Community. Wonderful. This game does have its own strengths too. For one, the presentation is really good. The pixel art looks really nice and oozes with personality. The music is also really good for some reason. I'm starting to realize this is becoming a trend in my reviews. The game also decides to lock the hell in by the end of each route, especially during the true route. This is also where the story decides to take itself more seriously, in contrast to the rest of the game having the vaguest idea of a story. Speaking of story, I'd like to mention the best character in the game, Beelzebub. One of the only characters in the game that actually has depth. You learn late into the game that a chaser, the humans who journeyed to complete the Rhapsody, went on a murderous rampage in the past and brought about the XP system, who was later punished by Athena for his actions. It's later revealed that Beelzebub was that chaser, and he's been forced to act as the companion and final confrontation to the chasers for eternity. While he is forced to face the chasers, he does genuinely not want them to complete the Rhapsodies, as he'll be all alone afterwards. But through your help, he can be freed and finally live his own life and make friends. He has beliefs, motivations, and lore. It's very basic stuff for a character to have, but in a sea of one-note joke machines, he manages to stick out, which I greatly appreciate. Another interesting character is Manny, the moon deity. He acts as your companion during the lullaby route, since unlike Flowey, Beelzebub is very much against what you are doing. He acts like a proud father when you commit your acts of violence, and shows great disdain towards Athena and how the XP system is run. He betrays you by the end and plans to rewrite reality in his image, and him and the route itself kind of fall flat at this point. Not only is he treated as a loser by this point, but the fight against him is very anticlimactic and easy, which is weird because most of the fights in this route are pretty difficult. The ending is also very abrupt, and not in a good way like Undertale's genocide route. I guess this is a good segue to list my problems with the game, so I'll start with the fact that the game needs polishing. Interactable hitboxes are way too big, some items just don't work properly, and other small bugs add up as well. I also think that most bosses don't have enough attack variety, which is extra apparent during longer fights. This is even a problem during Manny's fight, which is the final boss by the way. But overall, this game is really good, and it's a shame how it kind of flew under the radar. Is it as good as Undertale and Deltarune? No, definitely not, but it's still great in its own way. Now we just have to wait for the sequel that comes out next year, so that's pretty cool. Alright, goodbye.